The Void Seeker, our small, heavily shielded research vessel, glided through the Orion 3 asteroid field, where even the most stubborn light dared not penetrate. There were 3 of us on the team: I, Dr. Aris Thorne, exobiologist and specialist in non-human communication patterns; Jackson, the chief engineer, a taciturn veteran with a knack for fixing the impossible; and Cale, the pilot, who possessed a strange sensitivity to spatial disturbances, what he called visions. Our official mission from Omnicorp was to investigate a dark matter anomaly that had been causing bizarre fluctuations in gravitational energy readings across the sector. Rumors of vanished commercial ships and distorted radio signals circulated through the frontier outposts. Unofficially, Jackson and I suspected that Cale, somehow, felt this anomaly more acutely than any sensor. He had become insomniac, mumbling about voices in the void and the Song of Darkness. Readings are going wild, Aris, Jackson's voice came over the intercom, strained. The hull is vibrating like never before, and there's no stellar wind here. The gravitational stabilizers are at their limit. Cale, his eyes glazed over on the navigation screen, murmured, "It's not gravity, Jackson. It's something else. A pressure." Like a giant choral singing right in my brain, a chill ran down my spine. Cale wasn't wrong. Ever since we approached the anomaly's center, I too had started having nightmares, dreams of stars that weren't stars, but eyes, and of constellations that twisted into shapes that shouldn't exist. Fractured reality was manifesting. Finally, we found the source. It wasn't a dark matter cluster or a gravitational pulse. It was a structure. A perfect, smooth sphere of solid dark matter, suspended in the vacuum, so dense it bent light and radio waves, making it almost invisible until we were just a few kilometers away. It seemed to absorb space itself, at the sphere's center. A fissure, a cosmic scar that pulsed with a cold, internal glow. From there, the whisper of dark matter. Not a sound, but a psychic resonance that reverberated directly into the depths of consciousness, promising cosmic truths and the end of all limitations. What the hell is that? Jackson swore, his fingers drumming on the controls. Our scanners can't penetrate it. It's like a black hole, but solid. Cale, on the other hand, was strangely calm, his glazed eyes fixed on the sphere. It's a gate, Aris. The chorus is coming from there. They're waiting. Those who are asleep. I felt terror set in. Omnicorp sent us to study dark matter, not to discover a cosmic prison. My research into alien languages and psychic patterns gave me a glimpse of the truth. The whisper wasn't a communication, but a call. A call to be set free. Communications with the nearest outpost deteriorated into static. Distorted screams, voices bending over themselves, the panic of breaking minds. The vanished ships, they weren't lost. They were absorbed. Cale's sanity began to unravel. He tried to steer the Void Seeker towards the fissure in the sphere, muttering about perfect unity, and how the darkness would be set free. Jackson had to subdue him, strapping him into the pilot's chair as he thrashed and whispered words no human being should ever know. Then, through the fissure, I saw. They weren't stars. They were eyes. Innumerable, pale, distorted glimmers stirring in a vacuum that wasn't our own. Amorphous, bioluminescent entities made of pure darkness, with tentacles that writhed in impossible patterns. They were the cosmic horror that the whisper was unleashing. They didn't want to conquer or destroy. They wanted to assimilate. The sphere wasn't a black hole, but a seal. An ancient seal, perhaps as old as the universe itself, made to contain what we called the void, a primordial intelligence made of dark matter that longed to consume and incorporate everything. The whisper wasn't a song of freedom for the imprisoned, but a frequency of dissolution, designed to weaken the seal and allow the void to spread, transforming reality itself into more hungry darkness. Jackson, pale, turned to me. Aris, what do we do? We can't fight that. I had an idea, inspired by the distorted psychic patterns Cale felt in the old legends of opposition songs I had studied. If the whisper was a frequency of unification and dissolution, perhaps an extreme discord could destabilize it and reinforce the seal. with Jackson's help, we began reconfiguring the Void Seeker's long-range communication system. I needed to channel Kale's psychic sensitivity, the very thing that was destroying him, and amplify it into a burst of anti-whisper. A psychic cacophony designed to resonate with the seal and, hopefully, silence the voice of the void. The tension in the ship was almost unbearable. Kale moaned, his mind a battlefield. Jackson worked with cold sweat, his eyes fixed on the readings. I concentrated, feeling the whisper in my own mind, trying to find the perfect counter-frequency. When I activated the psychic overload, the Void Seeker shuddered as if it were disintegrating. There was no sound, but a shockwave that distorted the stars through the viewport. The whisper of dark matter transformed into a silent, piercing scream that seemed to tear the very fabric of reality. The dark matter sphere shimmered. The fissure in its center contracted. And the cold glow diminished. The entities in the vacuum writhed and retreated into the darkness of the fissure, which then sealed itself, rendering the sphere once again an impenetrable mass. The silence that followed was deafening, broken only by Jackson's ragged breathing. Kale was catatonic, his eyes still wide, but the whisper in his mind had ceased. He had been broken, but saved from assimilation. We left the Orion 3 asteroid field. Omnicorp found us days later, surprised to see us alive. We reported total system failure and vacuum-induced hallucinations. Kale was taken to a high-security psychiatric facility. Jackson retired, his hands perpetually trembling. I, however, couldn't retire. I was the only one who understood the extent of what we had found. The dark matter sphere was there, dormant, but not destroyed. The whisper had been silenced, but I knew the void still existed, waiting. My life became a solitary vigil. I became a recluse researcher, my life dedicated to studying dark matter patterns and ancient cosmic legends. I look at space no longer with wonder, but with a chilling suspense. The Orion 3 asteroid field holds more secrets than we think. It guards the boundary between our reality and primordial darkness. And I am the reluctant guardian, waiting for the day the whisper of dark matter becomes audible again, calling not just to me, but to all of our existence for its final consumption.